I got it.
All right.
My goodness. You know, the neatest thing is to know what I'm going to do today as far as I have a group of people that have come to watch, and it's so invigorating. I really enjoy it. Of course, there's always a little pressure, you know. I hope that I can do it well, and we will do it well. So let's go ahead. We'll look at the canvas. The thing is, this this would be the third time, right, Lori? Third time on it, and that will represent about 3 hours compared when you do the PBS of 58 minutes. So this is great. I just talked to the guy from PBS, and he's looking forward to the fall. I would love to tell him we're going to only do 2 paintings this time. We'll take 4 shows for each one, but can't do that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's presentation. It looks good on my camera.
Tip
Okay.
up just a little bit, Buck.
What's that?
Tip up, tip the camera up just a tiny, tiny bit.
Dee, dee, dee. Let's see. I can move this side just a little bit. What will that do? Now come down a little bit.
There we go. You got it right there.
Oh, gee, that's good. It's just like pitching, and they say, throw in the strike zone, throw it in the strike zone. Okay, you see what we have. And this was kind of thinking that that's where we would stop. But thanks to Lori, we're taking things further. Now, remember when we started this, not started it, but this last time, we put what we called mud pack, which had white in the mixture over the whole thing. If I recall right, that was 2 ultramarine blue and 1 white. Now, what I'd like to do this time is use some of that same mud pack color, but I'll do a little selectively where it may not have been enough, or we removed a little too much or something. So this is the blue and white. And I said that was 2 blue and 1 white. And I kind of put it on the brush. I wiped the brush off a little, and I come in just a little bit. You can see that slightly, can't you? This will really give the feeling of atmosphere. I don't know what that means. We'll come down here. And in that case, I have a little too much. So I'd put medium on the canvas before we started. So I'll wipe the same direction like that. And then we still feel the raise a little bit, but not as strong as it was. I'll come down lower with that, down into that distant water where we can add a highlight back in there. I'll come over on the right side just a little bit, and I'll kind of come down with a little bit of an angle here. So there's no rules as far as everything has to be flowing the same way. You got to go in left here and right there, because when you're out in the middle of the day, you're going to find a lot of the rays coming all different directions, depending upon what's blocking them or helping them. I'll let some of this come on the rocks, and then there's just a little much here. And then let's go over on the left side. We put it there, maybe just a little bit more in here. And up above, just a little bit. And then we'll wipe just slightly there. Okay, that's pretty much what I want to work with. So I'm going to come with my next color. This is, let's see what we have. I have equal sap green and yellow ochre. And that is going to be some of my lights on my foliage. So I'm taking a fan brush, again, just kind of load the corner of it a little bit. and then I can just kind of touch it on. Nice thing about it, if it's too much, which it is, you can either wipe a little bit, and that's probably the easiest, or just turn the brush around on the side that doesn't have. Did I turn you around? Yeah. Okay, I want to wipe a little bit more off that spot. Okay, as I come down, I want to put some of this just kind of reaching out a little bit from that bush and on down. And then this little land lights right there. The thing is, you do it, and if it isn't quite right, I'll take some blue and I'll just touch a little bit in there, just break it up slightly like that. Better than always wiping. This way you save a little of the character. Okay, take some blue still, and I'll make this here. This is going to be a good gleam down from that rock. And as I go over towards the middle, I'll put a little bit in and may emphasize lit. I was a little strong on the first one, but it's strong in the one that I'm looking at. Okay, do I need to go any darker inside? Yes, I'm going to pull this over a little bit further to the right. So the edge of this will be closer to the middle there. Oh, this is so much fun. Love having time to do something carefully. Same blue, just pure ultramarine blue. We have it down there. Do we go going lower? I guess. I kind of said wipe too much, but I need to wipe a little bit there. That's just a little generous. Oh, you're all right. Okay, so I'll come down to the very bottom on the left side and put some blue in. And while we're on that side, let's go ahead with the next step rather than saying, well, let's put the blue over on the other side where it belongs to. I'm just pushing this around so you don't have identical twins there. Okay, now I'll take a little of the Van Dyke brown and I'll make just a little, you won't much, put just a little highlight on it. On the distant trees, you have a couple of trees peeking through there. You can't see much of that. So let's put a little light on it. And to do the light, I'm going to take, let's see, are you burnt umber and white? So it looks like it's 2 white, 1 burnt umber. And see, I'll build to the light. So we put this on, then if it needs to be lighter, we'll go ahead and put a little bit on. This just a little bit of relief over on this side. I'll go so they're not quite identical twins, just down a little bit more. And then maybe just a little lighter with some white on it. Buck, will you get your head out of the way? No, I think it's okay, isn't it? It's okay. If I put just a little light blue that we put around, if I put a little bit in here, it will show the far side of that tree. So you can see its form. I won't do any there. Why not? Okay, I'll do a little there. And even on this side, just a teeny little bit. Any on this side? Yes, through the middle. See, that really makes that an important spot. Okay, now I want to come down with some of the Oh, I did put some of the yellowish green on there. Well, let's come down a little lower, and I'm going to work on the rocks. Let me see what color I have on the rocks. 2 burnt umber, 1 purple, and 6 white. Did you get that, Lynn? Oh, how come you're picking on people? No, I'm not picking on them. I talk to my friends all the time. Hi, Don. Okay, then I'll take that same color that we just put on there, and we'll go out just a little slightly there, over in here, and not much there. When I first did this, those rocks in the middle really jumped out, but we have since kind of glazed them down. We've Saturday night bath and bathed them, or what's the other term we use? Mud pack. We put a little mud pack on them. Is there somebody in the room? Not my room. Okay, let's come down lower. Same color. And we'll come, we have a good strong one here. And then this comes up here. We'll put some additional lights on them before we leave, but that'll be a good start. This goes up a little higher, and this one just as you are. Okay, I want to take my fan brush, and I want to see, we put some of the lights on there, but let's put just a little feeling of character on this one with the corner of the fan brush. Remember what that was? Sap green and cad yellow equal. Sneak one in here. And then we'll go down a little bit on this side, and then down in here. There's so much to be said about continuing till it looks good. I really like what happened there. We didn't do that much, but the little glow across really puts it into its proper atmosphere or element, whichever you want to say. Okay, let's come down. I want to take a little orange and white. Your orange and your white. That's equal. And we'll put just a little bit. I see just a little bit there. Boy, that jumps out, doesn't it? Ooh. And what else? I'm going to take some red, permanent red. We'll just take just a little bit here. While I have that permanent red on mine, I'm going to go up to the bridge. First, we'll put a little alizarin crimson on. And see, I'm above that little edge, so there's a little support that goes across there, and this is above it. Just kind of jab it so it goes up, just almost representing some of the boards, the slats. And then the other thing I want to do on that bridge, I want to take some of that, oh, let's see. Do I dare use orange? I'm going to take some of the red. Yeah, that's wise. It works up gradually. Yeah, I don't think I'll use any pure orange. A little bit here. Oh, good for you. Now let's take just a little bit of our rock color, the highlight of the rock color, and I'm going to go up to the bridge. And this is going to be just a little bit of feeling like a see-through. Now there's another side to this bridge too. So this, I don't want this to come down too far, you're not going to see the other bridge through it. What about, do we need to go in light? Well, let's do it anyway. Let's take just a little white and orange, white and orange equal parts. Just a few of them. I'm going right in the same area, but I didn't totally destroy what was there. It's just a very casual application. This alizarin we put on there, I'm going to go just a little further to the right with that. How about underneath? Yes, we'll take a little bit of that and put just a little bit here and there. I like where that breaks through because it makes the light above more intense rather than put this through it so it has a silhouette look. Okay, now I want to come down to the water. Oh, gee, it's good. You look at the time, and we got a lot of time. So do a good job, Buck. Okay. Let's see. I said I come to the water. All right. Now this, let's see. I think I'll use, what brush do I have? I got a one fan brush. Do you have a second fan brush? Yeah, I found the second fan brush. So we're using the same fan brush that we used previously. It's just a little smaller than the big one. The big one's good too, but we'll use this one. And the mixture that I have is 2 phthalo blue, 1 sap green, and 2 white. Where I'm putting this, and this is the color, we're going to put this right in the water, and we're putting it down low. See, the thing about water, whether it's an ocean or a stream, you need to have variety, not just blue and a little less blue and so on. There's a lot of different colors in there. And of course, colors is such a personal thing. You know, I really am enamored with color, and some people even more so. And some, they don't do it as much, and that's fine. Know what you like and do it. Notice how I'm staying pretty close to the middle as I do this. And then stronger down here. Oh, that is good. I need to have just a little darker, so I'm taking some of the, are you ultramarine blue? Yes. Are you? Yes, you're ultramarine blue. I was wondering why, I thought, did I use phthalo? No, ultramarine. How many times do I need to tell you? Ultramarine. Okay, be nice. And then I'm just sort of blending this. There isn't really anything that's on there that's to blend into, but I have just a little left over on the brush, just a shade of the ultramarine blue on the brush. So it truly makes the center just a little variety of the colors, blue and the greenish blue. We'll bring this one down more there. Okay, let's go ahead and put some lighter light on the water, and then we'll come back and check that rock a little bit. See, I'm not signing off on any of this yet. Some of this is very good, but some of it needs to have extra sparkle on it. You say, why don't you do it as you do it? I don't know. Just kind of building, and you relate one thing to the other, which is very helpful. Okay, I have white. You are white. You are yellow ochre. It looks like I'm going to start with 2 white and 1 yellow ochre. Now we already have a good light here. It does need to come down closer to the rock. And then I noticed there's one come out here. We had that before. And then a rock, excuse me, a highlight behind the rock. And at the same time, you're leaving a little bit of the reflection of the rock in there, or shadow. What's the difference between reflection and shadow when they're both right in line? I don't know. Anyway, let's go up with this color and we'll go up. And by the time I go higher, I'll have less paint on the brush, just the lightest touch. Wipe the brush. Let's blend this out. You can see we're really focusing on the middle of the stream with our highlight, because you want to be a straight line from there. I'm not sure. I almost feel like the sun, and we'll probably do it, should come a little from the right. It's not just straight on, but the reflection is pretty much straight down. That was nice. That's a little light near the rock. And you see, it's very subtle. We don't just put a hard palette knife edge on each one. You really need to study that, because there's so many times when people will just throw a real sharp light separating the water and the foliage in lakes or streams. Okay, now let's blend just a little bit. I'm cross blending, kind of diagonal, no special reason other than soft, and you don't necessarily follow any, I don't know what I was going to say, paths or patterns, whatever. Okay, so now after I've done that, I feel this is good, and then this one could be just a little stronger. It's kind of an entrance to it. And then down below, let's go, well, you're already pretty strong there, and then down in here. Okay, I want to next, let's do just a little work on the rock that is sitting there in the middle. So let's see, the color that I used was, let's see, for the rock color, it's 2 burnt umber, 1 dioxazine purple, and 6 white. I hope you got that. We've been using it on the rocks. So let's go with just a little bit of that, make that edge a little less sharp, and come to the edge here. The other thing you have to be a little careful of, there's not a lot of it happening here, but usually on the edge of the rock, too often it's just put a dark line, 1/4 inch dark line, and that's the side of the rock. But you sometimes need to put just the smallest little character in there as well. Come over here just a little bit more. See, then you see the rock, just that variety of strokes on that helps a lot. Let's come over to the left, and this we've already put some on, but we're going a little lighter, and then we'll eventually go even stronger light. This is the same light we just put on the other rock. So I'm going to take that color, and I'm using equal parts of the rock color and white. Did you mix them, Buck? It looks like it's all white. I mixed it, kind of brush mixed it. And this one as well. This is so much fun. I've just loved doing this, and to realize that there's people out there that enjoy what's being done. Thanks to Lori and Don doing this, Tom and Buck, anyone else. Okay, what about down here? Just a little more, and then that kind of needs to have a dark side. So I'm going to take some Van Dyke Brown and make that side just a little bit darker. And same thing I said on the other rock. If you just a little bit of something pulling down, if you only gain that from watching today, super. You help your rock so that the sides aren't just a flat, dark shape. Let's go to where? Where would you like to go? I would like to go on the right side instead of the wrong side. Okay, I want to take some of that green that we put over here, and I'm going to put it. Let's see, where's the brush? You're not doing your duty. We're not playing hide and seek. Oh, it's the end. Okay, let's put some of that greenish tone. And when I look at original at the end, I have a little surprise for you. But this was the first thing that I did, the and what I kind of liked about it was the light that came across slightly there. So let's do that. That would be right up in here. I cleaned the brush so that I have a little less, I can have a little less paint on. Oh, that is so much fun to do. Let's see, do I like that? Yes, I think what I'll do a little more, and then we'll talk about if we need to soften it a little bit. Just go right up the top, over there, over in here, and then I definitely want some on the edge there. Okay, on the top one, if I'm not sure about that, I'll take just some pure sap green and just touch into it a little bit so it's not jumping out quite as much. I like that better, but you always have the opportunity, and I'd taken it, to come back and go just a little stronger there. And that gives a little light behind the tree. So you feel like part of it's covered in here and over in here, but there's a little sharpness there that allows that edge of the trunk to show. And I think that is very full and to give extra strength to this tree. And then, as we said, we'll come down on this area. Let's reach out just a little further. And see, by reaching out further, you kind of feature this. Now I'm wondering, and as I wonder, I look over on this side, and I feel like it's a little weak. So I'll bring this out just a little bit more. Get back here. You've already worked on that side. Yeah, but nothing's finished. We don't call anything finished till we say it is finished. Or Lori says, stop. Okay, on the left, let's, the other left, that's over here on the right, we'll put some of this on. I'm going to take just pure sap green. Yeah, that'll give me a little better base to work from. And then if I want to go a little lighter here and there, I can do it. Oh, yes, just blend that a little bit. It's a little streaky. Sap green is really a friendly color. Which ones aren't friendly? I don't know. Who asked that? Mute them. Okay, let's go over here. Let's go up across there just a little bit and then down in here. So I want to have some of this there and just a little support for the tree at the bottom. We don't necessarily see where its bottom is, but you get the indication if this is a rock, that it's behind the rock rather than on top of the rock. Can you see that? Am I? Yeah, I'm okay. Okay, now let's come back with just a little bit of the light on the rocks on this side, and they're pretty much down at the bottom. Let's see, what do I have? 2 orange, 2 ochre, 1 purple, 2 orange, 2 yellow ochre, 1 purple, 4 white. Here we are. And the edge of this one. Okay, I need to do just a little housework. I need to let's take the blue and white, the one that we made the veil with, and I want to come down just a little closer to that rock so that you see its edge against the water. Okay, on the model, I have a good strong dark coming in here. This is ultramarine blue. A little bit over in there. And then I'm going to take some Van Dyke brown. Van Dyke brown, and I want to have a darker back there. So it gives a little mystery and it feels like you can go back into the woods. And I find that that works. Let's do the same up here a couple places. This is just a little darker. It's a little darker. And right in here, right below that lightest light. Oh, super, super, super. Okay, what do we want to do as far as the lights on the bottom? I'm going to take a little bit of a palette knife, and this is what are you? 2 burnt umber, 1 dioxine purple, and 6 white. Now, if we've shown you before, that's the bottom of a clean knife. And I'm going to put this on sort of full, but it's a light touch. I think it was Jane Somalia, I hope I pronounced that correctly, asked a few questions about the knife. And the answer that I gave or give is that's flat, not a lot of pressure. Here I have it on the edge of the knife, and you'll see more the edge of the knife as we come up to the trees up above. A lot of it, what feels good to you on doing the knife, but I like the flat for kind of a general quantity, and then the edge of the knife for a definite line. Okay, coming up on the trees, I have, what do I have? I have orange and a little red. How's that going to work? I think I have to reach over and see if I get just a little more red. It's so quiet. You wonder if anybody's there. Okay, let's, this is orange and this is red. So I have two orange, one red. I'm going to change that to four orange, one red. Now watch as I put this on. And this truly becomes the edge of the knife as it's placed on. See how it's just on that edge? I don't want to get too generous with it. Oh, I like it generous, Buck. Okay, well, let's leave it generous. And there's a little there, a little here. Now let's take some of the blue. You sure you want to do that? Yes. Let's take some of the first blue, and I'm going to take the ultramarine blue and one part of the other. What would that be then? Two ultramarine blue and one white. And then I have another, I divide that and have another blue. Anyway, it's about three blue and one white. This will give just a little variety of colors along there. And then remember what I said, on trees, it's so helpful if you will have a consideration for the area between the lights and the darks. So between the two edges. Okay, that one needs to have a stronger light on it, a stronger dark on it. This is Van Dyke Brown, and I haven't touched the canvas yet. Now I'll touch it down here. This needs to be quite dark. This is okay, maybe just a little bit more there. Okay, oh, up above, up here. And maybe a little bit on this branch. So the area that I spoke of, the in between the dark and the lights. Here's the lights, there's the dark. It just can't be a light edge on the rest of it all dark. So I'm looking at, let's take burnt umber and white. What will that give me if I use equal parts? Let's try that. It can be intermittently applied. It's just enough so it isn't such a sharp edge. You know, it looks good when you put a light on and it's a dark tree, but it's so needing to have a little consideration towards its inside. It's just like meeting people. Don't judge the outside. Find out what makes them tick on the inside. And you'll be very pleased taking the time to do it. Okay, let's do just a little lighter light on the area of the sky where the sun is. So I have my fan brush. I'll take the smallest amount of my glaze color. Is that going to work? I have glazed color and I'm working a little white in it. So it's one white with that glazed color, which was two blue and one white. And I want to place it just a little down there. Ooh, don't hit the bridge. Okay. So I say, don't hit the bridge again. You already hit it. Okay. Now this is not wiping away the bridge. This is just softening what's above it, the little sort of bluish. So it doesn't have much, just a little bit. Then I can come with a strong light and I'm looking at, am I looking at yellow and white? If I do, I think you're looking right. Okay, so I have white and I have yellow. The yellow is, it looks like it's about 10 white, one yellow. Boy, that's powerful. 12 white, one purple. No, 12 white, one yellow. And let's go just right in there. I'll blend that just a little bit. But that, see, then you have a definite focus of where the sun is, relationship to what's below. I'd, I'd really like that. I'm going to move just a little bit to the right, little bit through. And then let's see, if I hold my finger like this on the knife, so that means the light needs to come just a little to the right down there. And then strong against that edge. Gee, I like that. I'm glad to do it right. Okay, I'll take the fan brush. Oh, the Alexander mop brush. Don't leave home without it. Gee, that is such a good one. It's so soft and nice and clean. Till I did that. Okay, I'm going to just tap this a little bit. Now I have kind of a sharpness there, which I'm going to tap into, push just a little bit into it. A little character is all right of the foliage against the sky. Oh, a little bit under there. And then here, I'll just blend that away a little bit so that we're more in line here. And I like this better. I like this where the light is coming down instead of hitting that solidly in the middle. Now the model that I'm going to show you, let's see, well, I got two. I got this one, then one above. That's pretty much right in the middle, and it works because we haven't emphasized the rocks in the middle as much. And I really like having the rocks emphasized in the middle. Okay, I'm going to give this kind of a final look around and see what I can do. The edge over here, I'm going to take just a little bit of white with the, I need to find out what color that was. That was the rocks, 2 burnt umber and 1 white. So now we're putting just a little more white in it, just on the edge. See, everything feels like it's part of the scene. Let's go just a little bit more on this one. I like that very much. That's a nice balance. And then what you can even do, you can have just a little sparkle of lights where the water is touching the edge. Let's see down below. we put some there. Let's just bring it over just a little further. I think that'll help. Okay, on the other side, the smallest amount, but just a little bit of it as well. Lori, thank you for letting me do this again today. Gee, it can almost make the wall.
You're welcome, Buck, anytime.
Okay, I want to take just a little bit of this greenish tone that we put there with the knife, so it's on the bottom, and then Jane, just touch it just so gently. So you get some nice accidental character as you come down low. You just don't have much paint on the brush or knife. What are you? I don't know. And notice where I touched that on purpose was to push the branch back a little bit. And I'll just come across there slightly, just a little bit up here so it doesn't detract. The strongest light on that trunk really needs to be up higher. Okay, that's created a place for it. Now, just a little lighter light. I think that'll be fine. I kind of almost feel like I should come down just a little bit. I don't want you to take over from your above brother. Oh, that's pretty, but let's put more orange up here then. Give you the benefit of a little strength. Okay, coming down to the rocks down in here, let's put just a little bit. We had the rock color there earlier. What are you? Just a little bit lighter with same rock color. I think that is going to work. I like the incidental colors, and that's, I took some of this greenish color and just put there. Let's even do a little bit in here, and let's go the other side and do some of the same. You know, those are just little incidental things, but I just love what they do. They kind of bring everything together a little bit. I'm going to put just a little dark in there with my good finger. And then you get just a little feeling like the bridge is continuing back a little further. You could use a brush and do that if you like. A little darker with the Van Dyke brown right under there. That'd be a good entrance to the picture. And then definitely over on this side, which is a good support, and it being under the sun, it just helps everything come there. Let's see, I think that's about where we will call it enough.